She remembers nothing. She even forgot why she was here. I'm so scared. Hyun stepped forward quickly after hearing this. He tightly embraced Han. She received comfort from her husband, but she cried even harder. After they calmed down, he went up to Kane to shelter him under a tree at the village entrance. They had to sit down. They heard shouting nearby looking for Kane. Prevail! Mother-in-law! The elder sister-in-law and brother-in-law were also there. When they saw Han was safe, their worried hearts finally relaxed. The in-laws' actions genuinely touched Han. The scene shifted. Han returned to the old house with everyone. The mother-in-law tactfully sent everyone else out, leaving just a couple in the room. They both realized they might sleep together tonight. The air suddenly became unusually hot. Han was the first to break the silence. Her hair was a bit wet and she wanted to dry it. Winnow went to find Haerin. He handed her the only hairdo. But no matter how impressed it wouldn't respond. Upon noticing, he half-heartedly took it in hand. It needs to be wrapped around the wire to grip it. As he tapped, he started to vibrate. Haerin instantly blushed. Uncontrollable thoughts filled her mind. Just then, Winnow brushed her hair aside, while focused on drying her hair. The partners who had slept apart for a long time felt the same emotion. Bradley discovered that Sister's trip to the village was uploaded online. The views exceeded those of Hyunjin's drama. Even popularity surpassed that at home. It genuinely embarrassed Haerin's mom. Meanwhile, Haerin's knee still hurt a bit. Winnow saw it and immediately applied a band-aid to his wife. Then he needed to take care of his own wound. Without waiting for Haerin to respond, he took her hand firmly. As he disinfected, he cautioned her not to run around alone anymore. She always had covered injuries. As iodine was applied to her wound, Haerin gasped. Hearing this, Winnow gently blew on it. Suddenly, Haerin realized that her lifeline was shorter than others. This made her a bit unhappy. I have a terminal illness. And the lifeline is so short. Didn't you say they can cure it overseas? Are all illnesses treatable? Winnow's sudden change in attitude left Haerin perplexed. Hyun-woo's real point was not to get disheartened by it. Unexpectedly, Haerin suddenly asked if anyone would come here for treatment. After all, only Hyun-woo knew about it. Bless should be scared on our own. Hyun was thought for a long time. He finally found his inner answer. He crossed out matters that seemed obvious. At that moment, it seemed like they returned to the fervor of their old romance. Suddenly, Hyun-woo regained his senses. Without a word, he walked out of the room. Meanwhile, family was having a meeting. They couldn't disclose the couple's plans for divorce. However, Hyun-woo's dad had consulted Lord Dong from the village, and had already told him. So Hyun-woo's dad went straight to Lord Dong's house. Nobody spoke. Mom remained silent. He only told my mom. Lord Dong's mother suffers from Alzheimer's. Her condition is unpredictable. During episodes, she can't tell who is who. Hyun-woo's step thought it was of no concern and paid him no mind. On the other side, Hyun-woo dashed out of the bedroom hurriedly. In his haste, he knew why she was incorrectly. He questioned his sanity. How could he possibly want to kiss Haerin? But fleeing without a word. But he's worried his wife is scared alone. Yet he thinks to turn back and say hi. But he fears he won't be able to leave the bedroom. In the end, he decides to hide outside. Unaware, Haerin continually reassures herself her husband must be on the phone. Or he's busy with work. He'll be back soon. But this wait turns into over an hour. So she texts Hyun-woo, asking where he is. In reality, Hyun-woo is drinking with his brother-in-law. After a long thought, he replies, "You should sleep first." Seeing those words, Haerin feels genuinely upset. She lies in bed in a huff, thinking to herself, sleeping isn't a big deal. But when she lies down, the word unsettled, she feels how infuriating. He really ran away. Why would it consume him? Am I really that scary? Shortly after, Haerin finds Hyun-woo, just in time to hear him tell his brother-in-law they'll go back when his wife is asleep. Haerin mistakenly thinks her husband still dislikes her over that. Without saying anything, she turns to leave. In fact, Hyun-woo's words weren't finished. He's afraid of causing trouble if he returns to the bedroom. For years, his life in fear of his wife. Initially, he thought it didn't matter. He's confident he won't care about anything happening to Haerin. After all, I don't like her anymore. I just need to wait for the day we break up. But the reality is, Soo-hyun can't imagine. Deep down, he still loves Haerin. 2 years ago, Haerin made the moving company threw away everything from the child's room. I personally guess the reason is an accidental miscarriage. At the time, Soo-hyun didn't even have the right to ask why. He had to ask the servant to move his things into the child's room. This marked the beginning of their separated life. On the first day Soo-hyun slept in the child's room, he unexpectedly found on the ceiling a star he had personally placed for the child. However, the more he lived, the more it hurt. Unable to help himself, he began to choke up. Soo-hyun covered his mouth to keep from crying out. Meanwhile, Haerin looked at the ultrasound photos. She also shed tears of sadness. The next morning, couple prepared to return to Seoul. Lord Dong's mother grabbed Soo-hyun. Divorce isn't a big deal. I also want a divorce.